Hi everybody, it's time for another pattern. Let me get my phone set here. I forgot to get ready. Alright, pattern-collections.com. Pattern focus is where we're going. The next one is this one. Enait. Ooh, that's interesting. This one's by Derwent Inktense, and it says 2017. I don't know why I never saw this before. That's really interesting. Okay, so let's figure out how to do this. We're going to do kind of like a cursive L sort of a shape, except for we're going to start down and go way up and then come way down and then straight. This is more straight here. This is really straight here, and that's really straight there. So there, straight down, over, and like that. But it's pretty much like a stylized cursive L. And then from this one to that one, we're just going to come straight across. So we want to end this one and this one sort of straight opposite each other as best we can. We'll see. Okay, then here on this line, we're going to make some arches. And on the opposite side, and then so we end up with this like triangle, this little X shape. So from here to there, we're going to come out and we're going to make another loop like that, and then the other way, going the other direction. And then we can put some stripes in there, and we can color it in with striping. That's a really interesting shape. Now, do I want more than one of those shapes on a page? That's the question. Or do I just want a statement piece where it's just one shape? I don't really know. We're going to think about that. Turn on my light. Close your eyes. Okay. Oh, I'm way close. Why am I so close? Okay, let's see. What do I want to do? I don't know. Do I just want a statement piece? Just a big one right here? Do I want to do a bunch of them? Overlapping each other? Do I want to make a row of them? I don't really know what I want to do. Let me think. If I make try making 3 of them and see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, so we're going to go here, or straight down, and like that. Kind of like that. I'm going to do these first and see what happens. They may end up overlapping, which would be fine. Like that. Okay, so then this first one, they all get like that. And then like that. Okay. Not going to do that just yet. I want this one to be on top, I think. So, this one's going to have like that. And like that. You really wouldn't see that behind there, right? Right. Something like that. And like that. Okay, should I color? I think I should. Okay, I need the bigger pen though. The little pen just ain't gonna cut it. I'm going to need the smaller pen for those little tiny bits. I'm going to color in the bigger ones with the big pen. Oop, got a little carried away. Definitely going to need to come back in with the littler pen. See, I got some places where this big pen just won't fit. to the small pen. And I need to do a question. Okay. Cindy Aldridge wants to know, what is the hardest thing you have had to do in your life? That's a tough one. Gee. I've had some hard things that I've had to do in my life. Probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do was make the decision that it was time to let my dogs go. That they were at the end of their life, and that the humane thing to do was to take them to the vet and put them down. It's probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I've dealt with a lot of things, you know, deaths in the family and so forth. But I've never had that. That was the only time I've had to actually make a decision to end a life, and that was very, very difficult. And we debated, we hemmed and hawed over it for a very long time. And what it came down to was that you know, they were old. They both had to go at the same time, which killed me too. But we had two dogs, Rusty and Ginger. They were brother and sister. We'd had them since they were puppies. They were old and frail. Rusty they both had developed cataracts, so they couldn't see very well. Ginger could still see more than Rusty. Rusty was completely blind. So he really he wasn't comfortable going out in the yard anymore because he didn't know where he was. So he had to pretty much stay all the time in the dog enclosure, because he would put his shoulder up against the fence and he would walk in circles around the enclosure. So he knew where he was, which was ingenious on his part. So he always knew, you know, he knew where the gate was when I come out to play. Well, not really play, because at that point playing wasn't an option. When I came out to visit him, he knew where to come to see me and how to get to the gate. But it got to the point where he was in so much pain all the time. He was just crying all the time. I couldn't do that to him. I just couldn't. I couldn't make him just suffer just because I wanted him still there. Yeah, that was really hard. And then Ginger was getting to that point. She wasn't quite as frail as Rusty, but Ginger could not live without Rusty. We knew that from early on. Because we tried doing things like where the dogs would do things separately. So, for example, if I took Rusty for a walk, just Rusty, he was fine. Ginger was a miserable mess at home. Okay? If I took Ginger for a walk, Rusty was fine at home. he was just happy-go-lucky. But Ginger was a miserable mess on the walk. She was whining, she was pulling, she was trying to get back home. She just would not do anything without Rusty. You know, if we let them out, Rusty, you know, if I was doing something with Ginger, if she knew Rusty was nearby, she was fine. But if Rusty wandered off to a different part of the yard and Ginger had no idea where he was, she would get super restless and wiggle out of my arms and have to go find him. She could not live without Rusty. And so when it was time to put Rusty down, we had to put Ginger down too, because she would have been really miserable without him, and I'm not sure that she would have been able to last very long anyways without him. So that was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do, was make those choices, those decisions. You know, we've had other hard things. We've gone through the death of both of my in-laws, and my dad, and yeah, those were hard, but I don't know, somehow you're semi-prepared for your parents to go. I don't know. And I didn't have to decide. You know, if I had to make some sort of choice as to removing feeding or something from my parents, yeah, then that would have been an issue. But anyway. Okay, well, I think I'm done, and I think I hear the truck out front for my delivery, so I'm going to just leave it at this. Let me put the name so you guys can have the name, Enait. So it's not quite finished, but it's as finished as it's going to get. Enait. All right. There we go, everybody. I will see you guys later. I have got to go answer my front door. Bye-bye.